Moving day at the Deere, and they took the governor off that mower on Saturday. JT Poston coming off a 36-hole career best start. Big lead entering the day as he hunts his second career win on tour, but they were hunting him. Denny McCarthy looking for some red numbers. Came in second place, 11 under entering the round at the par 3 third from 18 feet, moved him to 13 under, then at the par 4 eighth, got to 14, 3 birdies on the front for McCarthy, and then looking for the big bird at the par 5 17th hole, about 43 feet out, over the collar and through the woods. Not enough. Would tap that in for birdie to get to 15. He's T2 at 16 under, following a 5 under 66. Scott Stallings was 18-1 to win this tournament entering Saturday, and he was making moves. T7, 9 under, starting the day, but taking dead aim throughout. Here at the par 5 10th, just pulling the string on one. Let him in. Easy birdie there, moving to 13. Then at the par 3 16th, from 17 feet, yes. Got him to 15 under, back-to-back birdies, and looking for the big bird here at the par 5 17th. Would make it 3 in a row if he gets down in 2, and oh, you're going to want that one back, but can't be mad at tap-in birdies. Got to 16 under, and that's where he would land. T2 in that group at 16 under, following the 7 under 64. As for Poston, he was your odds-on favorite heading into the weekend at plus 130 to win, and just in complete control of his game. Looking for that second career PGA Tour win at the par 4 fifth from buck 32, with himself 4 feet and would convert. Got him to 17 under, then at the par 4 eighth, the abbreviated swing from a buck 88. Yeah, I'll take procs. Front pin, no problem, as leaves it hole high and would convert the birdie to get to 18 under. Would give one back at number 12, but then recovering here at the 14th. 8 feet for birdie, upright and in. Back to 18 under. Would bogey again at 15, and then says enough is enough. Par 5 17th, the eagle putt. The others couldn't convert, but the leader, he does. 13 feet for the double circle, moves him to 19 under, and he will sleep on that number and the lead at 19 under. Your leader through 3 rounds, JT Poston at the John Deere Classic, leading by 3 strokes following that 4 under 67 in round 3. Gave a couple bogeys back there, but not a problem as he seeks his second career win on tour to go along with that 2019 Wyndham Championship. Poston hit 17 of 18 greens in regulation in round 3, so plenty of birdie looks and keeping himself out of trouble. As for Scott Stallings, he went bogey-free in round 3, cutted his 21st consecutive round of par or better at TPC Deere Run. They'll be off and running on Sunday. Final round coverage beginning on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus at 2 Eastern. All right, let's get to the money with CBS data scientist Rick Gehman. Rick, JT Poston set to sleep on the 54-hole lead here of 4 under 67 on Saturday. Looking to go wire to wire. He's been in control of his golf ball, just one misstep here on Saturday. He did see his 5-shot lead through 36 holes shrink to 3 here with 18 to play. What stood out to you about Poston thus far through the tournament?
Yeah, we call that a little bit of leaderboard gravity, Joe. That tends to happen a lot on Saturdays. It tends to happen a lot on the PGA Tour. But he's going to head into the final rounds with a 3-shot lead, and you couldn't ask for anything more if you're JT Poston. And this performance that we're seeing this week at the John Deere Classic is reminiscent of his victory from a couple of years ago at the Wyndham, where he went 72 holes without making a bogey. Now, he's not going to repeat that unbelievable feat here this week. He's already made a couple, but it's that level of dialed in. It seems like he's in control of his game. When he does make a misstep, he is able to bounce back very, very quickly. This shouldn't be too big of a surprise, Joe, considering the fact that over his last 24 rounds, he's the best player in this field coming into the week. So we should have seen this coming with a runner-up finish last week, and just overall a lot of really good play recently from JT Poston.
It was great stuff. We'll see if he can get it to the clubhouse here through the final round on Sunday, coming your way on CBS. Round of the day here on Saturday belonged to Bo Hogg, who cutted a 63. Scott Stallings won off that number with a 7 under 64. He's next closest to Poston at that 16 under group. But red numbers were flying everywhere here on moving day. 77% of the field coming in under par on Saturday. Is there a setup Sunday that could pose a stiffer test, or do you just see a sprinter's finish all the way through?
Yeah, they call it moving day for a reason, Joe. I mean, the PGA Tour generally sets up these golf courses to be gettable on Saturday, and then a stiffer test on Sunday. So I do expect the tucked pin locations. I do expect the tee boxes to be moved back when available. It's not going to play nearly as easy as it did on Saturday, which statistically was about 2.5 shots under par, by far the easiest round of the week to this point. And to put it into perspective even more, 19 under par, that's where JT Poston sits through 3 rounds. That was the winning score for Lucas Glover last year. So we are well on our way to driving right past that and getting deep into the 20s under par, because it has not been a tough task out there at TPC Deere Run this week, Joe.
It is 6 consecutive rounds in the 60s for Scott Stallings at TPC Deere Run. So if you're looking for some value further down the board, perhaps it lies there. Let's talk about players to make a move on Sunday and keep that scoring trend alive. If someone's going to run down the leader right now, who's it going to be?
I really like what this kid, Chris Gotterup, has going for him. He's the Haskins winner. He just turned pro a couple of weeks ago. He's out of Oklahoma, and we have not really learned what his ceiling is yet on the PGA Tour. And the flashes that we've seen are absolutely phenomenal. He starts his Saturday rounds by hitting one OB and having to take a drop, which was not a great start, but he kind of got it back on track by immediately bouncing back and eagling number 2. He goes out, shoots something that's 2 under par, but what I notice about his stat profile, Joe, is he is second in this field in strokes gained tee to green. He's the only guy in the top 20 of the leaderboard who's losing strokes with the putter. So there's a scenario in which he gets a hot flat stick on Sunday. We learned what the ceiling is from Chris Gotterup, and he makes a run at this thing.
They are not just playing for the trophy, the big check, and the FedEx Cup points. Plenty on the line here as we're just 2 weeks away from the final major of the season, heading back to the home of golf, a place where all of these guys obviously want to be, and invitations are on the line. Can you expect maybe a major type intensity in these final 2 pairings if we're trying to build up some of the intrigue here on Sunday?
I'm really glad you mentioned that. One guy is going to win this golf tournament, but multiple guys are going to be very happy with the outcome, because the John Deere Classic is offering up 3 spots for guys inside the top 10 who are not otherwise qualified for the Open Championship. And spoiler alert, that's basically everybody who is not qualified yet. So we're going to get 3 tickets punched to the Open Championship. And remember, Joe, the Scottish Open, which is an event that a lot of these guys love to play the week before the Open Championship, that's not only next week, but now it's a co-sanctioned PGA Tour event. So you could see guys who finish inside the top 10 this week, take a crack at the Scottish Open next week, and then roll it right over to the Open Championship in the following week. This is a stretch of golf that if you get hot for, call it 15, 16 days, you could really change the trajectory of your career.
Very much so. The frequent flyer miles are at stake as we head into Sunday at the John Deere. Let's get to a pick here, Rick, as you take stock of the models, the numbers, everything you're looking at, and the way that JT Poston has played thus far. What are the odds that he gets ran down, or is he your pick to win here on Sunday?
I believe that JT Poston is indeed going to get this done. Entering the week, as I mentioned, he was the best in the field over the last 24 rounds. That's a really predictable metric. It just basically says who's playing the best right now. It's a really strong sample size, and he was gaining over a stroke per round to the rest of the field. Nobody had a better number than that. And what I've seen through 3 rounds this week, as I mentioned, just so reminiscent of when he hoisted the trophy at the Wyndham Championship a couple of years ago. His game is sound. He's been phenomenal from tee to green, and that putter is certainly not going anywhere. I think JT Poston's going to get the job done.
It's going to be a fun Sunday on CBS. Rick Gehman here breaking it down on HQ. We appreciate you as always, Rick.
Thanks, Joe.
Looking for your edge on the course? Scan that QR code right now on your screen to check out the all-new TaylorMade Tour Response golf balls and improve your game today. And don't forget, there's only one place to be for all your tour needs. That's on the First Cut podcast. The ever-changing golf landscape couldn't be better fits in 60 minutes of golf talk than on the First Cut pod. Our guys taking you under the ropes and into the action week in and week out with all the latest from the tour and beyond. Download, subscribe, and enjoy the First Cut podcast.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.